Hanging out today with Pete Hansen, Cardinals prospect. Pete, we wanted to get to know you a little bit more here today and kind of go through some of the stuff you've been doing pretty much college on. So let's start a little bit with the folks at home. Kind of describe yourself. How would you describe yourself as a pitcher?
Yeah, I'm a left-handed pitcher that throws a ton of strikes. That's kind of always been my game ever since I was a little kid. You know, I'm always, ever since I was little, my dad instilled in me first pitch strikes. So always just trying to be on attack with the hitters.
Let's kind of go through the pitches here. I got a ball too. If you want to kind of show us some of your grips,
Yeah, for sure.
I know you have a lot, and I definitely want to hear about your new pitch too. So can we kind of go through what you got?
I'm throwing 6 pitches right now. 2 fastballs, traditional 4-seam fastball. Tuck the thumb right there. This helps me generate just a little bit cut on the fastball. So I call it a 4-seam, but it's really a cut fastball. Just trying to get in on the hands of the righties, and then off of that I throw a 1-seam or 2-seam, so to speak, but I really throw on the 1-seam.
Okay. Why do you do that? Just curious.
Just to kill depth, kill spin, so it just gets in on the lefties. So this is the one I majority throw to lefties, and then the cut fastball I throw to righties, but always just trying to keep them guessing with both.
Okay, so the new slider type, right? A gyro slider. How did that come to be?
Yeah, that's still a work in progress. Threw it a little bit yesterday or 2 days ago. Worked really well for me. But it was just a pitch that our staff came to me and said I'd be a good candidate to start using, and I feel like I'm a pretty good learner. I'm able to apply things pretty quickly, and it's something that I've been working on for the past month, and it came to fruition in my outing 2 days ago. So it's something that we're going to continue to work on, though, obviously.
Is there anybody you're working with on that in particular? I know Tink throws a gyro, so.
Yeah, me and Ishan have been talking about it a little bit. He's just been such a pleasure to work with, just because the way that he understands the game and the way he can communicate with everybody about it. But he's also a guy that's trying to get better every single day and look for new ways to improve. So he's been a main guy I've worked with, but then Austin Miney, one of our pitching coordinators, has been pretty influential on me learning that pitch, and then that pitch specifically, and then Pierpont, our pitching director, has been great with my other slider.
Yeah. So like when you're, like you said, you're at 6 now. So like, is that analysis paralysis? Now you're going like, okay, which one is best in this count? Like, is it getting to the point where you're overthinking it because you have so many pitches now, or where are you at when you're thinking about?
Yeah,
your
I think
repertoire?
it's pretty easy to overthink things at times, but that's why it's so important to have a game plan before and be on the same page with your catcher. It's tricky though, you know, because you got a new catcher catching every week, so you got to communicate with them what you want and what you feel is the appropriate game plan for that day. But that's the most important thing about preparation. But yeah, I mean, with the pitch clock and everything, time will speed you up, and you can't always get to the pitch you want to. But it's about having conviction in anything you throw always. So even if it's not the pitch you want to go to, just having conviction in whatever you're throwing.
Sure. Let's take it back a little bit now. Pitched to College World Series a couple of times while at Texas. What do you remember most about that experience?
Man, I mean, what a blessing it was to experience that with that group. The goals won a national championship. Obviously, we didn't accomplish that, but to be able to take the University of Texas back to Omaha was a huge thing for me. I mean, that was a goal since I stepped foot on campus, was to, you know, add trips to Omaha. That was always the goal, and add national championships. But that program, I mean, it's the best program in the country, in my opinion. So just an honor to be a part of that tradition.
When you get onto the field for the first time, like, was there a moment, like we talked to a couple of guys about it this season, or last season, about the College World Series experience in particular. Jimmy Crooks, we talked with him about it, which obviously ended sour for him too. But what's that moment like when you step onto the field? Like, did you have a moment where you're like, oh my God, like this is kind of the Mecca?
Yeah, I think getting to go twice, 2 different times. The first time is a little bit surreal, and then the second time, as much as you want to say it's easier, it's not. You know, it's still, the pressure's there, the environment's there, but obviously it is like the Mecca. It's what you watch when you're a kid in summertime. You watch the Little League World Series and you watch the College World Series. So to be on that mound where so many greats have stood was an unbelievable opportunity.
2021 still, Cape Cod with Brewster.
Yeah.
Zach Neto, Alex Freeland, Spencer Jones. Like, that's a stacked squad. What do you remember about that?
That was one of the best summers of my life. I didn't need to go. I had a ton of innings in college that year, but I knew that was going to be my 1 year to go to the Cape, and I didn't want to pass it up. And then obviously what a blessing it was to be with that team. Still keep in touch with a lot of those guys. I got to see Spencer this offseason. Neto, I see him from time to time. yeah, I mean, what a special group that was. But it's been cool just to meet or see the guys that I played with throughout there. I mean, there's some guys on the Northwest team that I get to see that played with me in Brewster, but getting to catch up with those guys and reflect on that summer that we had, I mean, it was unbelievable, that roster.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at any roster any season at this point. The Cape obviously has that reputation now. Let's focus now back a little bit here on development and stuff like that. So you were talking about important to keep your game plan going. What do you go through on a start date? Can you kind of just take me through like all the planning and preparation that goes through for a professional starter?
Yeah, I think the preparation starts the day after you pitch. You know, I'm already looking towards next week. I think how we approach the whole week shows in the outing. But obviously the night before and the things you do the day before are very important. For me, the day of, I'm a big relaxed kind of guy. I don't really want to do much. I usually like to watch a movie or like an old school movie, something I haven't seen before, just kind of to keep me distracted a little bit because I do get pretty fired up about getting the opportunity to pitch. But yeah, I think we all kind of handle it in our own little different ways. But I'm a guy that still likes to, I come out in the field early and play hacky sack or do something to get the blood flowing a little bit. Obviously nothing too much, and then you know, when it comes time, then you lock it in. And
then when you're going through all those scouting reports and stuff, I know you have like your meetings and all that. Like meetings to people who are watching this are probably a little bit different than the meetings that you have. So like when you're sitting down with Bernal or Linares or whoever's your catcher that day, like what goes on in those meetings? What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's just how we want to attack those guys. We're going through the whole roster, the whole lineup for that day, and just really analyzing what they do well and what they don't do well and how we can implement my game into that. I'm not a guy that really deviates from my game plan for their sake. It's more I decide how I want to pitch to them, and then we go from there. And it's pretty much like a game of chess, and it's war in the way of like you have your plan and then you get punched in the face, and then how do you respond? You know, so it's always an ongoing conversation. You can plan all you want, but then in the heat of the battle, you got to make adjustments. Sure. and learn on the fly.
And the next day too, right? Like you were mentioning, it starts the day after for the next week. So I know you guys have like that post meeting kind of thing, right? The next day. So like, are those just like, hey, this worked, this didn't work? Like what are those meetings like?
Yeah, that's the conversation of how can we get better every week. EP has done a great job of breaking down every single starting pitcher. We all know that we want to get to the big leagues, and those meetings are about how can we get better, how can we improve on what we did yesterday. You know, we reflect on the good things, but it's also what could we have done differently to find more success.
Okay, cool. And what is St. Louis doing with you here this season? Like, what are they focusing on? How much of a conversation is that? Like, how involved are they from an organizational standpoint when it comes to, I mean, not necessarily day-to-day, but just kind of the seasonal outlook?
Yeah, I think having the new pitching coordinators has been awesome. The communication that they've been giving to us the entire year has been great. I think for me, the expectation is always adding velocity, so that's something I've been trying to do. I've been seeing some really good results so far the past month of just improving my ceiling, but also raising the floor. That's a huge thing for me. But yeah, I think they've just told me miss more bats, you know, miss more right-handed swingers. So obviously there's an expectation and there's goals for me to get to St. Louis, and I'm working towards every day.
Sure. If only it were that easy, right? Just
yeah, right?
Just miss more bats, man. Just do that.
Just blow by them.
Yeah, it's simple, man. All right, man. This is a brand new segment. This is a brand new show, as a matter of fact. You're our first guest on this, so we have a new segment that we're gonna. Yeah, it's great, man. We're happy to have you. We're gonna wrap up this show with 3 up, 3 down. So we're gonna do 3 questions that have absolutely nothing to do with baseball.
Sweet.
And we'll just fire them away. So first question I got for you. Oh, you're good. Don't worry. I'm not gonna put you on the spot too hard. What's one thing that you could eat every day and not get tired of?
Ooh, that's a good one. I've been all about my blueberry pancakes lately. You know, I've been on a kick of just every morning. Shout out to Cole Roby. He put me on it. It's been something I've been doing since I was a little kid with my dad. He'd always make me pancakes on the day that I pitch, but TK this year was all about his pancakes, and I got on a kick this year. So every single morning, that's the go-to.
Every morning. Wow.
Blueberry pancakes right
like,
there.
Is that like protein powder or like one of those?
No
like,
protein.
mixes?
No. Yeah, maybe I should switch over to the protein pancakes. But my issue has never been putting on too much weight. I gotta put on weight. So I think maybe I'll switch over to the protein pancakes.
Cool,
That'd be a good idea.
Must be nice. Can't relate. Have you ever Googled yourself?
Yeah, many times. Of course.
What are you Googling yourself
Probably
for?
every day.
Every day? God, what are you looking at? You just gotta see what people are saying about you? Or?
Yeah, seriously, man. No, it's funny. There's there's another kid with my same name when I was younger who also was playing baseball the same year as me. So I would go on Perfect Game and look up myself, and then I would have to go past his name. And then, funny enough, he was playing at Bradley last year when I was in Peoria. I didn't get to meet him, but there's another guy named Pete Hansen. Small world in the baseball world.
All right, last one I got for you, man. If you could go out to dinner with one person, alive or dead, who would you pick?
Shoot, man, that's a great question.
Pressure's on
Alive
now.
or dead? That's a tough question. I mean, there's so many options. I'd probably say Teddy Roosevelt. I mean, he's just such an influential American, with everything he did in his life. Like the man in the arena, to the Rough Riders, all that kind of stuff. I feel like it'd be really cool to see that piece of American history.
Okay. I'm feeling, that feels like a steak dinner.
Yeah, that's automatic steak dinner.
Steak dinner, whiskey.
100%.
Like, cigar, like full Ron
100%. You got to do it right if you're going to do it.
Awesome. All right, Pete Hansen, thanks for joining us, bro.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.